What's up, guys? This is Sam Sparks here, and in this video, we are going to be talking about his personal brand and how he can be using video to grow that personal brand. And we're going to chat through the different gaps that he's currently facing and see if we can come to a solution for his content creation strategy.
Let's do it.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Amanda Horvath, and I'm all about helping business owners and entrepreneurs leverage the power of video without
breaking the bank
or taking up tons of your time. So if you're looking to use video in your strategy this year, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. Just to start, give everyone a little background. Who is Sam Sparks?
Hi guys, I am Sam Sparks, motivational speaker, stylist, author, business owner, and multiple other hats that I wear. Just a brief.
Yeah. Every time, I'm still getting to know this guy. We've known each other for 5 years now. So what has your experience been in terms of, let's talk about specifically Instagram.
For sure.
Because I think Instagram is a big platform in today's social media world.
Definitely
I feel like
is.
Of all the platforms, that's the one that the majority of people are on. Like a lot of people are on Facebook, but it's more in terms of Facebook groups. So anyway, in terms of Instagram, what has your experience been in terms of creating the pictures, creating any content for it? Like where are you, what's been working and what are you kind of struggling with?
So one of the biggest things that I've learned about Instagram is that Instagram is a humongous, crazy big platform where you can be across the world and still connected, for sure, right? And it has been such a significant powerhouse towards your finances and diversifying your money and being able to itemize and create things without the back doors and all of the things that you had to go through to be able to get there. So I think
it's an even playing field.
It's an even playing field, like a true even playing field. Yeah,
I love that we're getting to that so early.
Right.
It's so true. Instagram is the even playing field. It has taken corporations and just been able, I mean, not even just Instagram, but social media in general.
Social media all the way. But I think Instagram has been the horse to push social media to another level.
And it's the current platform.
Oh, for sure.
Really doing
for sure. And I think one of the things with me, with Instagram and my brand, is just more so creating the proper content, if that makes sense.
Totally.
We have content, but how to put it together to attach to the correct audience that you're looking for, or that particular buyer that's looking for the product that you're actually selling. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like, how do you draw them out of the crowd?
Exactly.
How do you create content that brings them into your tribe to where, and they know, like, and trust you in order to buy?
So prime example with me, and which I know for a fact the expert you can help me with this. I wear many hats, many hats. I own businesses. I do styling. I have motivational speaking. I have books coming out. I have multiple products. There's so many different things and entities that I have going on under the one hat of Sam Sparks and the brand Legacy Living, because that's what the brand is called, Legacy Living.
Right.
With all of those things up under the brand Legacy Living, it's like, do I have to create 40 different pages?
So this is also something that a lot of people ask, and the question that you're truly asking is like, do I make a personal brand or do I have like all these different business pages? And I really think that you've done a great job of making it a personal brand and not having to necessarily define what you are and what you sell or whatever. But I think at the same time, every single person needs a one-liner.
Oh, for sure.
What problems do you solve for people in the world?
For sure.
Why should people care in general?
Okay.
And the final one is, why should you create content? Okay. So like, why are you creating content in the first place? So for me, I help people, business owners, entrepreneurs leverage the power of video without breaking the bank or taking up tons of their time, right? So like that one liner helps me narrow down like what kind of content I should create. So for example, with us, I'm here in Chicago right now with Sam.
For sure.
And there was so much opportunity for different content that we might be able to produce. And for me, having that one-liner helps narrow down, hey, look, all these other concepts are amazing, but like right now we need to film a video and this is the video we're filming.
But
right?
what,
so it helps to have that one-liner.
What do you do? See, my one-liner is for legacy living, a lifestyle brand, teaching a lifestyle living.
Right.
So every day for me.
But that's not a problem that you're solving, I guess, technically.
But technically I am.
Down.
Okay, so let's break this down, right?
Yeah.
A lifestyle brand teaching a lifestyle living, right?
Right.
You have so many people getting up every day doing nothing. Legit nothing. And why are they doing nothing? Because they don't know even how to create a plan or create a goal or create a concept where they can find themselves accountable in that and sticking to it.
So I think you have to give the audience a little context of, like, because when I think of people getting up and doing nothing, like I don't know tons of people in my world that do that. So like you have to explain where we're at in Chicago. Like what's your like everyday life? You know what I mean?
I mean,
a little bit.
My everyday life changes up.
Yeah.
You have to say, you've been with me enough to know that we can be let's just stick into Chicago. In Chicago, we can be in the most richest places dealing with Sam Sparks, or we can be in the most poverty spaces dealing with Sam Sparks.
Right.
It depends on the hat that I'm wearing at the time that I have to be the individual that I am. So with legacy living, like I said, a lifestyle brand teaching a lifestyle living, I have learned with me is that I'm able to connect with all aspects of people. I've learned that I can be a help to all aspects. So with Sam Sparks is taking Amanda's everyday life and showing her how to live in her legacy with her everyday life.
Right.
So my product is Sam Sparks. And with me wearing all of those different hats, how do I continue to create the concept with me wearing so many different hats?
Absolutely.
But I am the personal brand.
Yeah, no, completely. What's the number one question that people typically ask you? His phone, I've been with him for the last several days, and it's amazing. I've never heard a phone ring this much. It's crazy. So he's constantly on the phone, and people are constantly asking him questions just because he just looks like this all the time, right? So, like, what's like the most question that you tend to get asked from your audience?
I'll give two questions.
Or not even from your audience, sorry, just to clarify.
Just period.
Like just period.
Yeah,
people
just period.
in life in general.
One, how did I start? That's one of the biggest questions. Two is, how do I figure out what to do? You know what I mean? A lot of people today don't know what they want to do or don't even know how to identify.
Like finding their purpose.
Finding out their purpose, finding their gift, finding out why they're living on this earth. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So those two questions is one of the biggest two questions that I always hear. It don't matter where I'm going. I run into someone and they ask me, how do you get there? And how do I even identify how do I get
So
there?
what do you think, like, if you could give just a couple of steps? So like for me, when people are really struggling with video, if I could just tell them one thing, it's like, just use Instagram stories 3 times a week, you know, like try to be as consistent as possible. If you do every day, great. What would you say to like the person that, and it's going to have to be a broad kind of answer, but like, what would you say is your answer to that question of how you find your purpose?
So this is a very broad answer, but it's a very detailed answer too, right? My answer to everything to that question is, what can you do, or what do you do that you find yourself closing yourself off to the whole world without thinking? Like when you touch this camera, when I touch clothes, when I touch business, it doesn't matter what's going on. Mom could be messing with me, business could be dealing with it, bills can be due, I can be stressed. But the minute that I walk into, when it's time for me to sew a suit or put a suit together, all that doesn't matter to me no more.
Right.
I'm closed off to the world. And now I'm being rejuvenated. Now I can be rejuvenated to go deal with the things outside of the world. So what I tell people all the time is, what closed you off to the world? What closed you off to the things that's around you? What closed you off to every other distraction that's around you? That's how you know what your gift is, when you close you off.
Absolutely. All right. So we're getting closer. This is a longer process. So you can see why creating a content strategy is specific to each business, right?
Yes.
And so we're getting closer. So really what it means to, because I think often people say it's a lifestyle brand teaching you how to do lifestyle living. Mm-hmm. That's great in theory and concept, but like, what does that mean? What does that teach me? Mm-hmm. And so it's like what we're kind of getting at is that it teaches you how to step into your gift in life.
For sure.
How to listen to the gift and how to step into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
So like even just saying, hey, I'm Sam Sparks and I am all about getting you into your gift.
Wow, that's awesome.
Right?
That's awesome.
And so then
content.
And then when you're creating content, anytime that people will tune into you because it's like, damn, like I'm trying to find my purpose or way. But I think it's more than, for me, because I know you, I think it's more than just purpose or way, because I resonate with your content and I feel like I do have a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Like I've kind of like clicked into my purpose with this channel and like creating content around this industry.
Yeah.
So, but you still have so much value to give. So I think for you, it's more about, as you go through life, how are you thinking?
You see exactly what you just said, right? So even that you're in your gift and you still resonate with my content, that is the other part that I have an issue with creating the proper content, because
for the proper audience, like who's the audience?
Like this is what I was saying. It's because it's so many different surfaces. You get what I mean? It's so many different hats that comes to the Legacy Living brand. It's, I'm teaching you how to get into your gift, but also once you inside of your gift, I'm teaching you how to be maintain that gift, how to stay accountable inside of that gift.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so how to find your gift and stay in it.
Yeah, and maintain that gift.
Maintain that gift. Yeah. So that's awesome too. So it's essentially, it's like, I teach you not the way of doing business necessarily, but the way of being
you.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm teaching you how to be you in your best aspects.
Listen with to your intuition. Yes. You have everything within you.
Yes.
Just learn to listen to it.
It's basically.
All right. So, okay, we're getting closer. So And you can see, like, hopefully this is kind of spurring some stuff along for you guys. And I'm curious, so go ahead and drop a comment below if this is resonating with you or bringing up anything on your end in terms of your one-liner. But I think that what we're getting at is, okay, so find your gift, maintain it, and now that's not a pretty phrase, but we could come up with some sort of prettier phrase to where it's the same concept. So I think it's different with photo. I think photo is an entirely different game, but we are talking specifically video. For sure. Video content.
For sure.
So what the goals with video content truly are is, if you're clarifying your offer, right?
Yeah.
There's a certain set of videos that you can create. Okay. And I created a whole video about this. You guys, I'll link to it right here if you want to go check it out. It also has a download guide with it that walks through how to create your content strategy. So the first thing is to clarify your offer. The second thing is to actually make a sale, right? So that's like where Facebook, Instagram ads kind of fall into play. Then the final thing is to build rapport with your audience. And I feel like you are at the stage of building rapport with your audience. And honestly, most businesses, the more that we can focus on building rapport with our audiences, the better.
For sure.
Because ultimately, and I say this all the time, so anyone that watches a lot of my videos or listens to the podcast that I'm on is like, people want to work with people.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
So like, in terms of content, consistency is key.
Okay. So I definitely agree.
The very first thing to ask is, how many hours a week would you be willing to spend producing content?
See, with me, I think the minute I wake up out of the bed is content. Like, honestly, because lifestyle, legacy living is a lifestyle brand. So my everyday step needs to be content.
Right.
You know, it's
Like,
more so
that makes sense.
getting the content to the proper audience.
Yeah.
Connecting with the proper content to the product that I'm actually trying to sell. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Totally.
Lifestyle, legacy, like I said, is a complete lifestyle brand. So with me working out every day, I just don't work out to get my body together. That's connected to my appearance. My appearance is, when I look in the mirror, my mind gonna tell me what my body says. So if I look in the mirror and my body is not in order, my mind gonna make me feel like I'm not in order. So then for my brand, this could be completely off because I'm not even in the space that I am in, right? But how do I teach that? How do I show that? How do I create the concept? I mean, how do I create the content?
Now we talk about the actual method of it. So either Insta stories, and you make some sort of consistency within your Insta stories, right? Like, people know what to expect when they click on yours. Like, for me, my typical rule with Insta stories is, like, I do curated stories. Like, I usually have like a B, C story. Like, I intro it, I do a couple things in the middle, and like at some point it ends or goes to the next one, right? And so for you, when you're creating that content, it's coming up with some sort of Sam style consistency.
For sure.
Does this make sense?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But you're the kind of person that has like 30 on one post.
Yeah.
And that's too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you should be creating long form content at that point. Your story needs to be digestible. Like, it can't be more than 10 clips. That's a lot.
But see, even with you being in my life, you
Right.
know how my life consistently moves.
Right.
So
But you'll get on there and you'll talk on one Insta story on one topic on an Insta story, not an Instagram live, right? Like, it's different if you go live and go long-winded on a topic, but like, there'll be one video of you just sitting there like this for like 8 stories. That kind of content should be in your feed in an individual video post.
Okay.
Right?
I get that. Yeah.
Does that help clarify?
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, even with that, even with those ideas, like when you see me posting 8 different videos on the story, how my lifestyle goes is that I'm always moving. So I will need, like, my mind, like, it'll pop up in my mind. You know how we have conversations, it'll pop up in my mind and I'll be able to get it out at the time. It's not where I'm able to just sit and just put it out. But I definitely understand now what you're pointing out, like, that's too much to digest. That's
Right.
too much for the people to
For the platform.
For the platform, you know what I'm
Like,
saying?
I'll watch a 2-minute video of you talking on IGTV for sure,
Yeah.
hands down, right?
But on
stories,
I
I'm
don't
not
want
gonna
to
sit
see
there
that.
for 2
Yeah.
minutes.
No, I agree.
But you're right. So that's like another note, right?
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank
And
you.
your stuff is so good that I want to watch it and I want it to be digestible. So I think if you can just do that, that's cool. The alternative, which I actually think you would be good at, is to get this little video, like Gorilla Pod that we're currently shooting with. You guys have heard me talk about the Gorilla Pod a lot. That's the tripod we're using because I'm traveling with it and it's tiny. So, so you get one of those, you get a little thing, and you can put your phone anywhere and do videos throughout the day. The thing that will really change your life is when you start to do keyword research around those video topics. So
Break that down. Come on, talk to me.
So say now you're getting used to doing Insta stories, you have that kind of on lockdown and you're getting good results and people are DMing you. Then at some point it makes sense to take the next step because Insta stories is temporary.
Yeah.
While if you upload to YouTube, it's going to be there for a while.
For sure.
So the end game, if you really are using video, I would say is to eventually get on YouTube for any business, but you kind of build your way up to it.
For sure.
So then once you get on YouTube, now you're producing how-to content. So you're producing some sort of how-to content using a keyword that people are searching for. This will bring new audiences into your world. right? So they find you, you give them something that they need at that very moment in time, right? And think about all the kids that call you up and talk to you and all the people that call you up and talk to you.
For sure.
Now you have somewhere to point to them and you can talk to multiple people, not just one at a time.
Right.
Right. So keywords are, I also have a keyword research toolkit, which I'll give you, obviously. But if you guys want it, you can go ahead and find it in the description below. You can download that. So that's where you start, is just, and I can show you how this is done as well. But like, you walk through and you use this plugin called TubeBuddy and you start finding good keywords that your audience might be searching for. You have a list of those on your phone and you're like, hey, right now I'm going to throw down on mindset when something bad happens to you. How to have a good mindset when something bad happens to you. That might be your keyword. And then you riff on that. Right?
That's dope.
But then people might find you that are literally searching for that online. You provide value to them. They hop over, follow you on Instagram, start seeing your stories. Now they know, like, and trust you at a different level.
That's good. That's good. No, I got to tell you, that's good, because one of the things that I struggle with, and I have to be transparent on this, I'm a great businessman, you know, but marketing is something that I know how to do by speaking. You get what I mean? If you run into Sam Sparks, if you come see Sam Sparks, if you get in his presence, if you feel his energy, you're going to lock in with Sam Sparks. But as far as when it comes to social media, I have a presence there, but my presence is not shown in an aspect of who Sam Sparks is truly. So when you just gave the keywords and things of that nature, now that put me in a whole different direction of what I know I can do as far as the content that I want to put together. You know what I mean? Because listen, I can be a speaker. I can be a motivational speaker. I can do all of those things. But even in my speaking, I can direct my conversation to one audience at that present time. Tuesday, it might be for this audience. Wednesday, it might be for that audience. And that's not necessarily in where I have to be directly to one audience or cut my brand to one audience. I still can be a big brand to all of these different audience. It's just the way that I am connecting with them and how I am staying relevant and, you know, locked in.
Yeah, exactly. How relevant is your content to that audience?
Yeah.
So long as it's relevant to that audience, they'll continue coming back, right? So like,
That was
I have
good.
videographers that watch this channel, and that's like a one-off division of, I'm talking to business owners and entrepreneurs, but hey, videographers are business owners and entrepreneurs too, right? And
sure.
they do video. So they end up watching the channel. So it's kind of like that. Like, people will naturally gravitate to you, that you're not necessarily specifically creating content for them, but they're going to come and watch it anyway.
Right.
Because they like your personality. They like who you are, because let's be real. Don't you guys just already love him?
Oh my God, don't do that. Thank you guys.
Are there any other questions that you feel like you have, or blocks, like literally in terms of anything that I've said? So there's learning how to do keyword research, right? So that's a takeaway, which you can totally learn how to do. It's not that hard. Anything else that you feel like, I don't know how to do that?
So with you being an expert, right? Let me ask you this question. I'm a multi-directional guy. I'm in several different directions at one time.
With the phone ringing every 2 minutes.
At one time.
It's a little much.
So do you prefer for someone like me to hire someone like you and run this type of business, this structure of the business? Or do you prefer where you say, hey, listen, you need to do this. You should be the one to do it, if that makes sense.
It's a great question. And I think if you are Gary Vee and can afford to hire a crew, hire a crew, man. I'd love to have a crew, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the level that you're at. And so I think, and no one else will live your life. No one's going to, like, literally, you are with yourself at all times.
For sure.
And because of how your brand is lifestyle and on the go, and it's harder to schedule. It's going to be harder to schedule a videographer to come along with you and just flow. And maybe it doesn't inspiration doesn't hit when you're with me this time, well, that sucks. I have to pay you. But if you know how to use a camera and you know how to set it up and make it super, super simple. I mean, literally you get one of these Gorilla Pods, you throw on your iPhone onto it, and then you have a couple of lessons in terms of how to look at the light and make sure it looks good on your face, which, let's be real, a lot of us already know in terms of taking selfies.
For sure.
It's very similar to taking a selfie, but it's a video.
Yeah.
So you have a couple of these key points. You have a good mic that's like $30, and now you can go, right?
So, yeah, no, that answers, but I'm asking as far as
DIY versus hire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my answer is I think you have to know how to DIY it a little bit. I think that you can, if anything, hire out the editing.
Okay.
Right?
I can agree to that.
And so outsource the editing. But like shoot it yourself, concept it yourself, right? Like I think a lot of people.
So what are we shooting? Let me ask you that question. When I do shoot this, what am I shooting? What am I looking for?
Absolutely. So that's another great question. Like how do you create? What is the structure for creating content?
I can shoot something and it's dope to me. But Amanda shoots something and it's freaking phenomenal. It's like, how did you even see that? I stood right there and I didn't put the camera there. Like, so it's like stuff that you see. Like prime example, I'll give an example, right? As a stylist, I can see it before I even touch it. You know what I mean? I already know what I'm gonna do going inside the door.
Right.
So when it comes to you being the professional, being the expert, already having that eye, already having that game plan walking in the door, what am I shooting at? What am I, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have that eye, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's believing that you can have the eye and learning how to do it, right? So that's what this channel is all about, is like giving you like the little tactics to make that happen for you. Because the truth is it's not that hard.
Okay.
It's just learning a couple of things and learning a new skill. So when you recognize this is a new skill, but I'm capable of doing it, like what I do, other videographers don't look at my stuff and say, wow, you know, but people that aren't videographers think, wow, you know, and I just know some tactics and I stick to them. And honestly, my editing is very simple. I just do basic edits. I don't use much special effects or anything like that. And so I think it's very possible for other people to pick it up. It will take time.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
But the bar is so low for video right now. Like think about Insta stories. Like it's like, wow, you actually said something in 15 seconds. That's impressive. That's the bar right now on Insta stories.
For sure. For
So
sure.
if you can just focus on getting better at telling an engaging story that keeps people all the way through your story. Like at the beginning of your story, it says, excuse me. At the beginning of your story, it says seen by 200 people. At the end of the story, it says seen by 6. All right, you're having a lot of drop off. Why? Can you get better at having all those people stay through the end of the story?
For sure.
If you can, you will become a better storyteller.
I think my storytelling is amazing.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think it's more so of getting it in a compact setting where it's presented in a way where it because people always give me feedback, and when I'm not posting, I'm getting, hey bro, what's up? Like I needed that this morning, or I needed that last night. Like you didn't post nothing, you didn't say nothing, you didn't do no motivate. What's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? So I get that, but in the same token, awesome. Yeah, it's a blessing. But in the same token, it's how do I scale this thing in a space where I can be not only consistent, but I want to stay in an accountability space where it's not frustrating or it's not deteriorating anything else that I have going on.
Here's my answer to that. A lot of people want to know the answer to everything in video before they start. And you don't have to know. Like if you just start and you start, like you talk about all the time, like it will naturally come to you effortlessly over time, right? That's the same with video. So if you just start doing it, I could tell you, and once again, I think if you watch my videos and do all that, like you could,
which I do,
you could naturally pick it up. Yeah. I was like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
So anyway, the answer is like, can you stop trying to figure it out before you start?
Now that's good. That's good. We just had this conversation. You kind of flipped my words back on me.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, maybe.
You remember what I'm talking about? I'm talking about when I said our responsibility is not the results of something. Our responsibility is the effort that you put in. So she honestly just flipped my words back on me. That's crazy. So
yeah,
no, that's right. That's right. It's not about the results that you put in. It's about the effort that you put in. So yeah, you're right. So
I want a good video. Okay, well, you might not get there, but if you focus on at least doing the video, you'll start. See, look at that.
Come on now. Come on. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it.
Truth.
No, okay, so I have one more question.
Okay, one more question.
One more. Oh, is my time
No,
running out?
this is perfect.
Okay.
This is perfect.
You sure?
You guys, are you still with us? Go ahead and drop a comment below if you are.
Stay with us.
So appreciate you.
So this is another question I have as far as content, right? Is it a certain guide point? Like if I can't get in touch with Amanda, if Amanda have not put this video up yet for me to go look at, what is some things that it can be a guide point for me? Is it anything on some tips
I see. Okay, so like you're saying, if you hit a wall,
right,
and you can't get beyond that wall, what do you do?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
First off, I am super active in my Instagram DMs. Like I have made relationships with people, and I might be opening myself up to a lot of calls coming in here, but I'm just saying, you can hit me up, and this goes to you guys too on Instagram, right? Like, you want to keep the doors closed? Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you. We're just rolling with the flow, guys. That's how it goes with video. So if you want to hit me up on Instagram in my DMs, it's just AH Visions. Like with anything that happens, let me know. I'll answer it. Like for real. I have people call me up, and I've never met this guy, and we like chat, and he's like, hey, I'm running into this issue in Premiere, and it's like super intense and technical, and I'm like, go you for even trying to do this. And I'm like, here's how you do it. You know, and it takes me 2 seconds to know it, but it would take you a long time to research it. So I just say, like, use your resources. If you know other video people, and you can just ask a quick question, but be pointed with your question. Like I had someone ask me on LinkedIn the other day, how do I create a high quality video? I'm like, I can't answer that for you in a text, right? So like you have to know what you're asking.
For sure.
But like,
for sure.
If you're like, hey, and actually, if you comment on any of my videos, I see them as well. So like the other day, someone commented, they're like, hey, on the Premiere Pro editing video, and you can totally go check out the conversation between the two of us. But she was like, hey, I have these weird black bars on the side of my video when I'm editing. How do I get rid of those? Is that because I shot it vertically? And I was like, oh yeah, that is because you shot it vertically. Next time, shoot it horizontally. But you could change your settings and export in vertical video by doing X, Y, and Z. And she's like, thank you so much. I have no idea who she is.
That's good. I mean, that's
what I mean?
Yeah, that's good, because that's like the same thing as far as entrepreneurship when it comes to me. Everybody reaches and asks me so many different things, so many different broad things, like things that I'd be like, huh? Like, like what? What do you mean? Like, I think I had one phone call where a guy said, man, do you know where I could get a suit from? What? My answer would have been a suit store. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, what do you mean? Like, what type of suit? What, you know what I mean? Is it a tuxedo? What are we doing? Like, is it a prom suit? Like, is it a casual dress? Like, what is it? So I definitely understand what you're saying. I think more so when it comes to, and I can admit this too. I got comfortable with what I knew how to do, if that makes sense.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
I got comfortable with knowing what I had to do. And I love that. This is why you're one of my favorite people in the world, because I believe, like, for you to get to your best, you have to be snatched out or pulled out of your comfortability. you have to go beyond who you are and what you are or what your comfortability is to reach the dynamics or the desire or the dream that you're actually looking for, a goal you're looking for. So when you call me like, Sam, I'm flying in Chicago, we're doing woo, 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 and we're going to do such and such and such, and we're going to take care of this, and we're going to break this down. For me, I needed that. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, okay, cool, with no problem. But in the same token, it's like
the structure.
It's the structure. And I also got defeated at it. Even though you are a resource to me.
No, you're right. When you hit that many walls, it does start to get really draining and painful.
Yeah.
And so I totally don't blame you.
Yeah.
You know? And I think if you keep hitting a wall, it's either you don't have the proper gear, right?
Okay.
Or you're missing how to write a script, and so it's way more complicated than it is. Or maybe it's the editing side of things, right? Like there's different stopping points along the way, for sure.
So even with that, like, so should when you're doing something in a content base, should you sit down and create an actual treatment to what you're going to do, or is it better to shoot in a raw form?
That's a great question. And honestly, structure is key, because raw form is great, and raw form will naturally emerge. Like, look, I was just drinking water just then, right? Like, that's raw.
Right.
It's not necessarily highly produced, but at the same time, like, we have a structure to where hopefully people are still with us listening and are finding value out of this, right? So you just have to constantly be thinking, why would someone want to watch this? Am I actually providing them value, or am I just rambling about myself, right? And so long as your audience starts to tell you what they like, what they don't like. Do they like long form interviews? I don't know. I'm about to test it out on the channel. Go ahead and drop a comment below if you do like it or not. You just got to constantly test things.
I like that. I like that. That was a great answer. That was what's up. That was what's up. That would really be my last question. I mean,
I love it.
I think
I love
you
that this
gave to
turned
me.
into you interviewing me.
I mean, this is what I came here for. I came
great.
here to get
It's great.
to learn what content truly is. And for me, I want to say to you guys, for me, Sam Sparks is, like I said before, is a multi-brand. It's not a brand where I do one individual thing. There's so many different things that I have my hands in, from music to books to wine to styling to, it's so many different things. So to get someone like you, Amanda, that not only take what we have and create it for us to use us at our best, it's the most awesome thing. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you were feeding me. I hate that I start interviewing her, but
no, it's great.
At the end of the day, this was awesome for me. I am in a great business space, but this is another thing that helped me in my direction.
And I think you have to be in a great business space. That is something to say. Like, if you're still in the building your business phase, then I think throwing social content on that is a lot.
For sure.
And I don't think that necessarily is a good time. So I think you are now in the stage where it does make sense.
For sure. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, I think there is an element of that too. But yeah, no, I so appreciate this, and I hope this is valuable to you guys. And be sure to subscribe, because seriously, we're dropping some really awesome content next week in terms of his backstory. It's a video that we shot together 5 years ago, and we have not released it.
Yeah.
So be sure to subscribe, because you're going to love it.
Listen, it's phenomenal. When I say, if you've never seen Amanda's work, this video will the short documentary is not only going to amaze you, but I'm truly blessed to even have this still.
Only because of how great of a person he is. That's why the video is so good. All right, we're going to stop building each other up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for having me.